Hi guys, so today I have a kind of second-hand Halloween haul. So basically, since money is hella tight, I've been doing a lot more kind of second-hand kind of thrifting. I've started going back to car boot sales. So far I haven't had much luck at the car boot sales, but you never know, I always like to go and see, and also kind of charity shops. And I have been spending a lot of time on eBay and Depop and things again. So I have got 3 secondhand things to show you today, all which are spooky and all which I have rehomed. So the first thing I'm going to show you is a jumper, because I was wearing it, I was nice and snuggly wearing it a minute ago, but I figured I'd have to take it off to show you. So I'm going to show you that first and then I can put it back on, basically. So it is a Halloween jumper and I have been obsessed. I found this literally just as the weather in England started to get incredibly hot. We had a massive heat wave, the fans were down, I was just drinking ice, I was just too hot, but I found this then and all I wanted to do was wear it and I couldn't. So it is a kind of sweater. Sweaters aren't my favourite thing, let's just put it that way. They don't really suit me. I have quite like broad shoulders and they kind of accentuate it a little bit and they kind of go up a little bit too high, but whatever. The print on this makes up for all of it because it is the cutest little Halloween sweater I have ever seen. If you follow me on Instagram or if you're part of any of the Halloween Facebook pages, you probably would have seen me wearing this, because as soon as the sun went away for an hour I had this on. I was so ready. It was just kind of staring at me and I was like, gotta wear it, because it is super thick and it is super warm. So it is a kind of regular black sweater. When I got it, it kind of smelled a bit like musty. It smelled like it had kind of been like in someone's roof or something for a while. So I did wash it like as soon as I got it and now it just smells normal. And other than that, it doesn't have like any holes, and it hasn't really faded. I mean, there's a few tiny little cracks on the actual design part, but I feel like that kind of gives it character. So it is just this black sweater. It is completely black on the back and it's from the brand THRIFT, which I've never kind of come across before in the UK. It does say it's an extra large. Usually I'm a large, and this, if anything, is like the perfect size. So I feel like the sizing may be more like an American size, and it does say it's made in the USA. So perhaps for any of you that live in America, this kind of brand of hoodie maybe slightly more recognizable to you, but I'd never heard of it. But anyway, I'm usually a size large, but this is an extra large and it fits me kind of just right. So I'd say the sizing is slightly off. I'm not sure, because I know we kind of have like, is it Gildan or like Galleon or something that we use normally in the UK, come up with like the plain like clothes, and then companies normally put their designs and things on. So I'm not sure if it's that or if THRIFT is actually the brand that created it, but who knows, maybe you'll be able to find it online. It is the cutest little print ever. So it has, of course, a massive pumpkin on the front, which is the first thing I saw. I just straight away, I loved it. I love the curly bits coming out of the pumpkins. I don't know why, but this is like my new obsession, is like pumpkins with curly things. It has little leaves and it's a very classic looking pumpkin, which I love. I love my triangular eyes. I love this style of mouth. I do also like the fact that they've added kind of the yellow in there to give it some depth and some more detail, and it's basically gorgeous. And then it has a little cat leaning up against it. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I did and ah because, well, I say and ah'd for about approximately 10 seconds, because I did straight away think this isn't a black cat, and you know, like, black cats are my thing. I love black cats. And it is a white cat, but then I thought if it was a black cat it probably wouldn't stand out so well, and after just looking at the pose this little cat's in, I was like, you know what, he is adorable. I need him either way. So it is this cute little cat. He has little orange ears to kind of go with the pumpkins. He's very smiley. I take you in a bit, you'll be able to see, look, there's a few kind of cracks and things which don't really show up up so much on like the other colours, but for some reason on the white it really shows up. But as I said, I quite like that look. I think it kind of makes it look a bit more aged, and also this is like a kind of transfer on there. It's a very obvious like plastic transfer, but it does feel nice and soft, and I believe that's because of the cracks. It's not kind of so like new and like freshly applied, so those cracks aren't necessarily a bad thing. And also as well, the kind of main thing I worry about kind of transfers when they crack is that it's going to peel off, but it's not peeled off at all. It's just given it a little bit more character, so to speak. So this little cat is kind of leaning up against the pumpkin. He's got his legs sort of crossed, and he is sat in the biggest pile of candy corn ever, which is another thing which makes me think that this is from America, because you just don't get candy corns in the UK. They're just, other than like at Kitty's Boutique where they kind of ship them in from America, you can't actually buy them in stores in the UK around Halloween. So he's sat in like a pile of candy corns, which I just love, and then he's got a little candy corn in his hand, so it's kind of like he's eating it. I didn't actually see this when I ordered it. I thought he was just leaning up, but when I got it I was like, oh, so cute. He's just obsessed. And even on his little green sweater you can see that there are tiny little candy corns like all over it, which is such a cute little detail. And then around the top of it there's lots of various different yellow and orange stars. So of course this just kind of screamed my aesthetic, and I just had to have it because it is so gorgeous. I've been looking for a kind of Halloween jumper like this. It kind of looked almost like vintagey to me. I've been looking for some sort of like a vintagey style jumper. I have got a Halloween cardigan which one of my dearest friends made for me like a couple of Halloweens ago, and I love wearing that one, but I've been looking for a kind of like another kind of cardigan or a Halloween jumper, and this is pretty much as Halloween jumper as you're gonna get. So now that I've shown you it, I can actually put it on because it's the warmest thing ever, and it is so soft inside. It's like crawling into a room of little soft kittens. Unfortunately on camera I don't think you're going to be able to see how spooky it is, but you'll know that down below this camera there is a cute little cat leaning up against a pumpkin. So yes, I'm very pleased with jumper. I believe it cost like £4 or £5, so that was like a really good price. All of like the sleeves and everything were really nice. There's no like pulls or holes in it, and just generally I'm so excited that I was able to find. Just generally, I'm just so happy and excited about this jumper. Every time I wear it and I look down, I feel so spooky, and it's probably the best thing I ever found. So next up is something I got for 50p. And talking of black cats, it's a black cat. It is this black Halloween cat which I got from a car boot sale. Now generally I go by the rule of I don't buy soft toys from car boot sales. Usually it's because they're kind of like kids toys and they're kind of like chewed on and like they're a bit not okay. They don't look loved, and I just kind of germs basically. But I saw, first off I saw it was a black cat, and then it wasn't until I had kind of pulled it out I saw it had a pumpkin, and then of course all the other details sort of came to me. And the reason why I was happy to buy it is because generally it's in quite good condition. It feels super soft, like you know how when you get a new soft toy it feels really soft, but after a while, I mean mine aren't too bad, especially after like a child has played with them a lot, they kind of lose that soft feel and they kind of go a bit rough, but it still feels like it's brand new. It still has like its label on there, it still has like the price tag and everything, so you can tell someone has just bought this for Halloween, plopped it down on the sofa or something and then left it be. Now the reason I got this slightly cheaper, which kind of contradicts what I was saying, is because it does need a bit of TLC. You can see that it probably wasn't the most expensive high quality toy ever made, and as with a lot of plushes, when they're cheap lots of little things go wrong. So I got this for 50p just because he does need some TLC. So I'll show you the bits that kind of need fixing first, and then I'll kind of go in a bit more detail about the gorgeous little Halloweeny features. So as you can see from his face, if you look this way, his smile is kind of attached there, but on this side it is loose. Now what I'm going to probably do is just unthread that and pull that black bit out, or cut it out and just sew him a new little mouth, but that'll be really quick and easy to do, and it will give him straight away a lovely kind of smiley face rather than this sort of hanging out black thing that he has at the moment. And the other thing that needs fixing is the little pumpkin. You can see has a tiny little kind of one stitch that's come undone. I mean, I can actually like pull this stitch out right now. That is all that was holding it together. And this pumpkin was like attached to the tummy of the cat, but as you can see now I've removed it. It still sort of sits in the right place, it just kind of moves around a bit more. So I may stitch that back, I may not. I haven't decided. I don't feel like it's going to be completely necessary. So due to those imperfections, you may say, I did get this slightly cheaper. She did want £1 for it and I was like, look at these imperfections, and she was like, okay, you can have it for 50p. So I was like, yes, because I figured even if I got him home and I realized he was in a bad state, or like there was something I didn't like about him, I figured the bow alone is probably worth 50p, because he has the most gorgeous little ribbon around his neck, which is tied in like a little bow at the side. And on this ribbon it's got like little ghosts in various different positions, and it is just so cute. There's even like a little pumpkin there, sort of graveyard scene, and all these ghosts are just chilling out doing different things. And I said like even the ribbon alone in the UK probably would have cost £1, and it turns out that I do really like this cat, and I really feel like once I've kind of fixed his mouth he'll be perfect, and I will leave this ribbon on. And then I also really loved his witch's hat. I don't think I have any actual cat toys which have witches hats on. It is a little bit crumply, but it has been sort of sewed in this way. So it's kind of been sewed across there and there to make it stick up so that his ears can stick out either side. And on the witch's hat it has lots of different little images. You've got like pumpkins, there's Boo, there's candy corns, there's like a little kind of black cat trick-or-treat bag. Again, the little trick-or-treat bag there. So it's got all these kind of spooky things all over the hat. And by the looks of it, I'm definitely feeling like this again, maybe from America, just because of like the candy corns is not something you really find in the UK. So I just thought he was so cute. I definitely feel like I'm gonna actually sew this pumpkin just for the fact that it's like hanging upside down already. But the pumpkin is just kind of a squishy orange with like little leaves and a stalk at the top. It has like little orange paws at the bottom and a cute little tail, and I just think he is so adorable. And of course, since he's a Halloween cat, my favourite feature to black cats, which are these gorgeous little green eyes. So I was really pleased with him. For 50p, I thought he was definitely worth it. And I'm sure I can find a home for him somewhere in the background. Look, he's already kind of blended in. You can barely tell that he wasn't there before. So the last thing I'm going to show you, I actually got a little while ago now, and I did post a picture on Instagram and Facebook of me wearing it, which I will insert now. So it is a onesie. I figured I'd insert a picture just because it's going to be way too hard to show it all on camera, but it is this black onesie. I actually just saw it hanging up like this and thought, oh, it's just a regular black onesie, and I just kind of went over it and looked at it in the charity shop thinking, that looks snuggly. And then it wasn't until I lifted the arm that I saw these big like bat wings that were coming out the side, and I was like, yes, I want a bat onesie, because I have been actually eyeing up bat onesies. Killstar do one, but it's kind of expensive, and I've been looking on Depop and I've been seeing them at around 20 quid on Depop second hand. So when I saw this in the charity shop for £7, I was like, get me some of that. And it wasn't until I got home I noticed it had little ears and little eyes, and it's just adorable. This was in a size medium, which fits me perfectly, and it does have a zip down the front, but it also has one of those zips which you can kind of pull up from the bottom as well, which makes me think maybe this is kind of more designed for men. Other than the wings and the eyes, the rest of it is like fully black, and it does have the kind of sleeves that scrunch in at the bottom, a bit like this kind of sweater sleeve, so it does kind of keep all the warmth in, and it is super snuggly inside. I have worn it quite a few times and it is very nice and warm, and also it doesn't have any feet, so this is like the leg. Again, it scrunches in, which is really handy. One thing about a lot of the onesies which I got from like Primark and stuff back in the day is it's kind of annoying if they had feet on them, because you couldn't wear shoes, you couldn't wear them out. Even if you just wanted to chuck on like a quick pair of shoes and go into the garden or something, it would be like such a faff trying to get your foot into a shoe with all this kind of extra fabric. So I'm pleased that it has that, and I like kind of having my feet free and like able to roam or like put them in slippers if I want to, sort of thing. So I just find they're a lot more like easy to wear. So I was really pleased with that onesie. As I said, it's super nice and soft. Inside I can like not make any sense of the brand. It says SSDD MTWTFSS, which took me way too long to work out that that meant Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but I'm not even sure what this bit means. I did actually notice the other day when I was wearing it, it had like a little label on it which said the exact same thing, just in absolutely tiny writing. So I have no idea what this brand is. If it is literally just SSDT, please do let me know down in the comments so that I can let other people know where to buy this, because it is such a nice quality. So those were the 3 things which I got kind of secondhand in the last sort of month, I'd say. So I got this lovely jumper, my little cat plush, and a bat onesie, all kind of like Halloween themed, all featuring at least one of my favourite animal on them. So I feel very, very excited. I did also get these, which I didn't feel was like worthy of completely featuring a video. I did get another pair of my spiderweb eyelashes off of eBay secondhand. Obviously they're not used or anything, they're like new in packaging, but I was able to pick these up for like 80p when usually I pay like £4 per box. So I was very, very excited about that too. So hopefully I'll be able to do a few more of these kind of videos, especially now it's kind of coming more around to car boot sale season, and hopefully more people will be getting their Halloween stuff out the roof and trying to sell it. I did see a few kind of Halloween bits last Sunday when I went, but they were all kind of stuff I'd already got, and like banners and garlands and things which weren't really that unique, stuff I could very easily pick up in Poundland as it was. So I definitely am slightly more selective when it comes to that kind of stuff, but hopefully these first few trickles of Halloween will lead to even more Halloween in the car boot sales. So thank you so much for watching. If you yourself like to kind of do thrifting or buy secondhand things, or found anything particularly spooky secondhand recently, I would absolutely love to know in the comments down below. If it is sunny where you are, I hope you're enjoying the shade, and I will see you next time.